Stop it.
and then by trial and error, I just realized, wait, why does this feel sensitive? I don't get it. And then it just like, oh, is this that jacking off people talk about?
So you smack the shit out of your dick.
I just like that was a core memory that I just completely forgot.
Oh my god.
So we've had Bear Grylls, we've had fucking smacking it.
Yeah.
I'm just genuinely curious now how people find this shit out. You know?
I don't even remember how I figured out, like, oh, that is not the right way to do it. I think
I can't remember.
I think there's just so much information out there now where you don't need to worry about having to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
you can just be told how to do it.
Oh, I think I remember why. I remember the correct way to do it because I was like, my friend was like showing me this porn on his phone, and like, you know, back then.
Another thing that teenagers do that's just weird.
Yeah,
Dude, check out porn.
On the fucking school bus on the way to school, and you know, like it was the flip phone, so it was like fucking 240p. You could barely see fucking anything on this tiny screen. He's like, hey, check this fucking porn video out. It's pretty sick. And I was watching it, and I remember specifically, it was like Johnny Sins or someone. I don't remember, but there was the male guy, and he was like J-O-ing, and I'm like, that's how you do it. Oh. No wonder this shit hurt. That's not how. Now I know how to do it.
I just can't fathom a world where you thought you had to do that.
I don't know. I was just like, this makes the most sense.
This is why you had no bitches.
Yeah, this is why I had negative rears because I was fucking JOing doing this.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you just fucking unlocked a core memory.
Yeah.
Because I completely forgot about this, but like even I think this was like before I learned how to jack off.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so I think I discovered porn before I discovered how to jack off, and I didn't make the correlation.
Yeah.
Of,
I think me too.
Yeah, me
It was
too,
easy
yeah.
to come across.
Yeah. Because I remember like we had a sleepover one time with my mates, right? And normally on most sleepovers, we just play fucking N64 and just play Super Smash Brothers until like the fucking sun comes up or whatever. Not that kind of Super Smash Brothers. The actual Nintendo
the video game.
And then one time my mate was like, "Oh, can I use your PC?" And he starts downloading porn on LimeWire, and I had no idea what the fuck he was downloaded.
What the fuck?
And he downloaded this like fucking like obviously we were on dial-up at the time, so he downloaded this like one minute clip, which still took a while.
Yeah.
And he shows it to me, and I probably like my mom's just having this realization of this one sleepover that we're having as a kid, and he shows it to me, and it's like the most fucking amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. There are three of us, and we were just all sitting
You
there.
do look at it like monkeys.
Like we're just like gawping, and I was just like, I turned to my mate, and I'm like, is there like a full version of this? And so the entire night we find the full version of whatever clip that he's found. It's like a 20-minute clip. Takes all night to download.
Yeah.
We stay up all night.
This is the most mid-2000s
It is. Play some video games. Didn't get any sleep that night. And at around, I think like 5 a.m. we could start to see the sunrise out. We're like, oh boys, it's happening. It's finished. and the last thing we do at this sleepover, and like my mom and dad are asleep like upstairs, is that we're just all like huddled around. We're all huddled around in silence, just watching this porno. And it's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, what am I watching right now? What is this? Girls and boys can do that? Is this a thing? I don't understand. And
Is this what Riz is?
Yeah. And that guy ruined me for my life, because I was like, well, now I know. Now I'm only downloading one thing on LimeWire, and it ain't music anymore.
Oh god. Did you have any pregnancies in your school?
No, because I went to a boys' school. That would have been a whole other problem. That would have been a different issue.
Privileged.
But like, because I went to the boys' school, and then down the road there was like the sister school, which was the all-girls school, and yeah, there were some stories of like people getting pregnant in the sister school for
Actually,
sure.
no, we had quite a big push on like sex education.
Yeah, we had that too, because I think the area I grew up in was like had the highest rate of teen pregnancy in the UK.
Oh damn.
First, there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember there was I think one or two in my year they got pregnant, I think. But I remember they just randomly, I think, started really pushing it, being like, hey, guys, use condoms. I'm like, bro, I don't even know how to jack off. How do you think I'm going to figure this shit out? What do you? I don't know. I'm trying to play Halo Reach. I'm not worried about this.
Trying to get those next points points.
Yeah,
Right?
and I felt like we had these lessons, and it was like catered towards a very specific group in our school. I think I was just like, bro, I'm just trying to learn.
Dude, every time, like for me, the thing that annoyed me was like, during sex education, they were like, okay, guys, remember, if you're going to have sex, which there's nothing wrong about because you're all in puberty, make sure to use a condom. And in my head, I'm just like, where? How do you acquire these things? I've never even seen
I'm
them
like,
out in the
who's
wild.
getting
Who has them? Where do I get them from? You didn't tell me that shit. They don't just like they don't just spawn when you think about having sex. It's like you got to go out and buy them, but they never told me where to get them. So I'm like, well, thanks for that information. I'm gonna do nothing about that. I'm gonna go home and play Mario Party.
I was tuned into games.
Yeah.
Nothing else was happening.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I asked 20 doctors to share their least favorite part about their job. I'll go.
For her circlet, you generally want... Hey everyone, it's Sevi. One unit. The most unique thing about her playstyle is her HP draining ability, which works alongside her buffing utility, and this introduces interesting new considerations for team building and synergies. Let's take a look at her kit and talents to see how she works. Furina's normal attacks are nothing special and aren't meant to do much damage since they're still attack scaling and have no innate Hydro infusion, but they are the source of her arc attacks, which deal small Numa or Usia aligned Hydro damage with a 6-second cooldown. By default, her arc alignment is Usia, but if you use her charge attack, this switches her alignment. As an easy visual indicator, her Usia and Numa states correspond to her dark and light outfits respectively, but more importantly, her current alignment also determines what her skill does. Let's start with her skill's Usia version. Casting it deals initial Hydro damage and summons 3 Salon Solitaire guests, or as I mostly call them, her pets: the Octopus Usher, the Seahorse Cheval Marang, and the Crabaleta. These will follow you around in open exploration and attack nearby enemies, prioritizing the enemy you're currently targeting. They last for 30 seconds, but the skill cooldown is only 20 seconds, which makes it easy to achieve a 100% uptime for these pets. Each Salon member has their own distinct attack interval, AoE, and damage multiplier based on Furina's max HP. The Salon members also each have their own ICD, meaning they apply Hydro individually at separate intervals. The Seahorse and Octopus apply Hydro every other hit, while the Crab applies Hydro every hit. As such, her total Hydro application on a single target isn't at consistent intervals like most abilities are. Sometimes you'll get 2 instances of Hydro in quick succession, while other times you'll get Hydro apps in wider intervals. It's not as fast as someone like Xingqiu, but Furina's Hydro application still has great consistency and duration, especially since it can have a 100% uptime. We'll get to the implications of her Hydro application more when discussing her teams. Regarding her particle generation, as her Salon members hit enemies, they will generate 1 Hydro particle about every 3 seconds, resulting in around 6 to 7 particles in a 20-ish second rotation. Furina will be off-field while catching most of those though. Now, her skill is also where her HP draining mechanic kicks in. Every time they attack, the Salon members will consume a certain HP percentage of all allies that are above 50% HP. The Salon members' damage is also increased based on your allies' HP, and the more allies you have above 50% HP, the more damage they will deal. These Salon members deal a considerable amount of damage, which incentivizes you to maximize this damage increase by keeping your party members above 50% HP as much as possible. Combined with Furina's HP draining though, this means that a healer teammate will be necessary to ensure your allies are healthy and that her pets can maximize their damage. This is going to be her default and most used skill mode, and is basically her main damage dealing talent. Now, when aligned with Numa, Furina's skill summons the Singer of Many Waters, which heals the active character based on Furina's max HP. It doesn't deal damage, apply Hydro, or generate particles, so this version of her skill isn't the one you'll generally use in combat, but it does make for a very convenient portable healing turret. If Furina changes her alignment while her skill is active, her skill will change accordingly in real time and inherit the remaining duration. And while either version is active, Furina can walk on water, which is pretty great for more convenient open world traversal. An interesting consequence of her skill's HP mechanic is that she can now enable any equipment that needs a consistent HP increase-decrease mechanic to trigger, such as the Maréchaussée Hunter set and recent Fontaine 5-star weapons. This is generally an issue that holds back the potential of those equipment on most characters, but if you have Furina on the team, those effects are now easily accessible by anyone. Of course, there is a bigger purpose for Furina's HP drain, and that's to empower her team-wide damage buff. When she casts her burst, she deals an instance of AoE Hydro damage, then makes all your party members enter the universal revelry state. In this state, when a party member's HP increases or decreases by 1%, it will generate 1 fanfare stack, which can reach a maximum of 300 fanfare stacks at C0. This is considered per party member, so fanfare stack accumulation will be much faster as multiple party members' HPs are changing. You can tell that it's stacking higher when you see the silhouettes of her audience pop up around the edge of the screen, and at full stacks, there's a dazzling animation effect played. These fanfare stacks provide a team-wide damage bonus and incoming healing bonus buff, and the buffs per stack scale with Furina's talent level. For reference, at talent level 10, every 1% HP change is equivalent to 0.25% damage bonus and 0.1% incoming healing bonus, so that can reach up to 75% damage bonus and 30% incoming healing bonus at max stacks. By default, Furina's skill drain will allow you to keep getting fanfare stacks as long as your allies are above 50%. There are other ways to gain stacks, such as enemy damage, self-damage, or self-healing abilities like that of Nivelette or Risley, but more importantly, dedicated healers are a fundamental part of Furina's comps, which will be discussed more later on. If you're not managing your character's HP well enough, your stack accumulation rate will be affected.